And this original dance gets underway with a team representing France, Sauri and Stifunin. Originally from Lyon, and Mikhail born in Moscow. They finished 18th at last season's World Championships. This original dance, 2.5 minutes long, and worth 30% of the overall score. The compulsory dances already having taken place here in Colorado Springs. And the free dance to come. You can see that along with the men's free skate over on ABC Sports this Sunday beginning at 12:30 Eastern.
Up with a flamenco rhythm. The dancers get to choose between tango, flamenco, paso doble, and waltz.
This is a team that's been together since 1999 when they first got together, and Mikhail came over from Russia. He didn't speak any French. Magali didn't speak any Russian, so they decided to speak English together, which is how they communicate all the time now.
That makes fighting more fun. You can't understand one another.
Fourth at the French National Championships last season.
You can see some of their inexperience, only being together 2 years. They don't quite get the speed that they need. They haven't mastered a lot of strength in their positioning in their upper bodies together. This is a tango. The characteristic of an Argentine tango is very male dominant. There's also a more subtle tango, which is the Cuban style, and I would say this is somewhere in between both of them.
Is this a difficult style? Every year the original dance, it changes what the restrictions are and your options.
I think it isn't as difficult as other years because the tempos are very familiar to ice dancers. Tango, paso doble, we've competed in those in the compulsories. But as you can see, what makes the tango hard is your feet get so close, and it's easy to get tangled up, just as they have done in the footwork.
How much will the judges take off for that, do you think?
Well, that could be a 4/10 to 5/10 deduction because they weren't able to complete their footwork, which is an omission.
Sauri, Mikhail Stifunin, representing France and getting this original dance underway. Not to their liking, though. A tough ending to that original dance program.
Here in their diagonal footwork, they started off nicely. These are cross rolls and kicks, but this is what makes tango tough because the feet get close. There's a lot of interchanging and kicking. And here, they get separated. She was going to go down into a lunge, and she didn't quite clear the soft part of the boot. Her blade caught, so lost the smoothness. Big deduction. As they're about halfway through the footwork, watch her right foot. She's trying to go down in what's called a lunge, but she hits her toe pick and blade instead of hitting her boot. They separate and weren't able to complete the footwork.
And there's a look at the judges who are offering their all-important decisions here in Colorado Springs tonight. Susie Weiss first here in the men's short program. Another man who plans the quad here in the short. 20-year-old Takeshi Honda, the 4-time national champion of Japan. Made a big jump last season. A really good year in terms of the World Championships. Was 10th in 2000, but placed in the top 5 last season in Vancouver.
Now remember, the music for this is Sing, 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 Louis Prima. And as he says it, it's feet with a mind of their own. a quadruple toe, and a triple toe. What a beautiful combination that was.
Not a bad way to start. The short program, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in length, and for the men, it's worth 1/3 of the overall score.
Spread eagle into a triple axel. If you notice, the spread eagle was rather uneven, and that caused him to lean on the triple axel. Usually he does that like a breeze. This is a sit, change, spin. Must have one change of foot. And there must be a minimum number of revolutions on each foot for a total of 12. And his next move must have certain unifying dance steps, other moves leading into this move, the triple lutz. Well, that just takes care of him in this particular competition.
And that's a hard mistake to have. It looked like it hurt. Taking a few moments to get back together. And remember the altitude here, over 6,000 feet.
Well, I don't think that's the altitude.
Not the fall,
that
no.
particular one. Everybody says the ice is bad, and that's why they fell. But somehow the ice is always bad on the triple axel or the triple lutz. Nickel, the choreographer who worked so long with Michelle Kwan in this program.
Works now with Timothy Gable.
The final move, circular footwork. Nice music, nice musical interpretation. You know, I really like that. I think he's come an awfully long way. I mean, he's just projecting much more. He's got a lot of splash in his, in his personality, and it's looking a lot better. It's not serious the way it was before, and that straight face coming out and the lack of impact. I think this is really very good.
The one tough mistake, but he came back from that with a lot of energy. He had a great finish to last season. Takeshi Honda getting this season underway here in Colorado Springs.
Now look at this entrance into his quadruple toe loop. Did you see how tight the legs were and how close they were and how straight up they seemed to be into the body? And this triple axel, spread eagle, is he right there? That's not a very good spread point of view. And he stepped up into it, but the balance wasn't there. He needed more front to it.
And there's a look at the panel of 7 judges working this event here in the short program. What about the deductions, Dick?
Well, they're very explicit, and there are a lot of them. Remember, a fall on a jump causes a 0.4 deduction. Stepping out of a landing of a jump, 0.3, and a 2-footed jump, anywhere from 0.2 to 0.4.
Takeshi, of course, coached by Doug Lee, who used to coach Elvis Stoico and Brian Orser. 2 sets of marks, as always. The first 4 required elements here in the short. The 5.0, 5.1 range.
And now his marks for presentation. 5.4.
Now that's a lot better, this mark.
Presentation marks here, yeah. Meanwhile, here in the World Arena, the men's short program continues. Don't forget the free skate coming your way Sunday afternoon at 12:30 Eastern over on ABC Sports. Terry Gannon with Dick Button as Fedor Andreev of Canada takes the ice. The 19-year-old was born in Moscow, moved to Ottawa, and now trains in Hackensack, New Jersey. Coached by Igor Moskvin. Marina Zueva is his mother, best known as the choreographer, of course, of Gordieva and Grinko. So he's got some good bloodlines.
Piano Concerto number 2, Rachmaninoff. It's 2-jump combination of triple lutz, triple toe. You know, he has a spectacular presence on the ice. I mean, spectacular physique, but he certainly doesn't use it to be able to complete the performance that he does. He's had such trouble over the past year, you know, with various moves. You know, you just can't. You just can't skate this way, unfortunately.
Well, it seems in Canada that they're always searching for the next Kurt Browning or Elvis Stoico, and this is a young man that many fans have watched and said he's going to be the next star, but certainly his skating hasn't matched that presence, or that camera presence maybe, in his career.
There's three major errors here.
He does have some experience at this level. We saw him on the Grand Prix last year. Skate Canada, Cup of Russia. He ended up 6th at the Canadian National Championships.
See, beautiful height on that last flying back sit spin. But there's just no finisher to it. It's like he's been blessed with great physical beauty, but not with the ability to pull it all together and display it with some pizzazz.
Fedor Andreev seemed like after the first 3 elements, he knew it was done. It was over, and he was out there on the ice the rest of the way, but not with much energy.
Now look right here at the stretch back there and the turn and the feet going together. Unfortunately, they were wrapped at the end. He did not unhinge his leg and just fell right backward. Now on this move, watch him step up into this axle right there, skidded entranceway, a good crossed feet, but already he's not far enough around. The leg does not land on the back outside edge, and that does it in right there.
Now the marks, and they will not be high ones for Andreev. Oh my gosh.
That's an understatement.
2.5. Do you remember the last time you've seen a 2.5?
Well, there were mistakes throughout the entire thing.
Back in Colorado Springs, your top 3: Timothy Gable, Alexander Abt, Takeshi Honda, the U.S., Russia, and Japan. Right now, Michael Weiss all the way down in 6th as the final skater takes the ice. Ilia Klimkin from Russia.
The music, Notre Dame de Paris.
The junior world champion back in 1999. He did make the Grand Prix final last season. He placed 4th.
Here's his quadruple toe combination. First, the quadruple. Oh, way far leaning forward or backwards if you're talking about the direction that he's going in. And never did the triple toe part of it. A triple axel. Notice how his face was turning out a little bit as he led into it, yet he had a very good control of it. Oh, but that was bad. That was bad. That's one of those disastrous moments when you either hit an edge or catch your foot and you go out, and it's embarrassing. It's difficult to recoup from, and it's a mess. And it shouldn't be marked. There shouldn't be a big mark off for that. Not when you can pull off a nice triple flip like that. You just finished a good 2 other combinations and jumps.
Like Matt Savoy, Ilia Klimkin battled a groin injury over the summer. He's had some injuries, and No, he was a guy who started out in '99 when he won the Junior World Championship. He did 2 different quads in one program. A lot of hoopla around that. He was the first guy ever to do that, so he was labeled a jumper right away and a guy with great potential athletically, and hasn't quite gotten there, much like Alexander Apt, but much younger. He's only 21.
Stepping forward into that instead of moving it backwards, and that's a forward scratch spin, the kind of thing that used to be so highly respected and so brilliantly done. It's the only one I've seen in this competition so far, and it wasn't spectacular, but at least it was a forward scratch. Straight line footwork. And oh, that's a spread eagle that was done for years in the ice capades and the ice follies, always by comics. I mean, it was just a famous and favorite move. We never see those things anymore, and it's a pity.
You do see it from him, some innovative moves from time to time.
That's right, and his choreography is really quite intriguing and off-center, and that makes it enjoyable to watch.
21-year-old Ilia Klimkin of Russia.
Now, look at this quadruple jump that he does here. First of all, a turn, step, toe pick, up, down, and landing. Too far forward, if you notice, the lean of the body was back where he was coming from, and it upset the balance, kept it from being A, 2-jump combination, and B, from even a well-landed first one. Right here, he goes on into this combination. Oh, he was about to step into that camel change camel, but the edge went right out, and that's almost made him a member of the Camel Club, where you fall on it and split your chin. Everybody does it sooner or later.
See the scars on your chin. You tell me you're in that club.
Well, I don't know a skater that isn't, because everybody sooner or later misses that forward edge into a camel spin, and it can be disastrous. You usually fall flat on the stomach, and it hurts like the devil.
Wide range on those required elements, up to 4.9, and now the presentation marks for Ilia Klimkin.
And they were more acceptable.
5.1 up to 5.